決勝最終種目クイックステップ。
Why we're drawing like this because we were just watching a cool anime about dancing. The cool thing about it was just like how intense the dancing was in the show. I didn't think it would be that intense to a point where it's like, whoa, having these two people like dance off against each other. You said you've gotten into like dancing before, right? Like you've always
Yes, I'm a pretty avid fan. I was part of a dance group in college.
Oh, okay.
And
did you name yourself or anything?
What?
Did you guys have like a name, or was it just the regular dance
I
group?
don't want to say the name.
Oh no, that's fine, man. Don't worry.
It was Mexican folk dancing.
Oh, that's cool.
The style is called ballet folklorico.
Oh, ballet folklorico. Both.
In Mexican tradition,
right.
There's ballet.
Uh-huh.
And then folklorico is like street dancing.
Okay.
And there's a woman that's credited with basically marrying the two styles.
Oh, so it's kind of like a mixture.
Creating a blend of ballet and folklorico.
So ballet.
Ballet being like traditional ballet. You're up on your toes. It's very flowy and poise and posture.
Yeah.
And folklorico is
you said the street dancing
is stomping. It's a very audible form of street dancing where you do a lot of hard stomping.
It's kind of like steppers.
If you think of like river dance and stuff like that, it's a Mexican form of that.
Yeah, I think I explained this in one of our episodes previously, but America's Best Dance Crew had something like that, and it really became prominent in like season 3. There are two teams that were like B-boy, or one was a B-boy team and one was a beat girl team that did like break dancing and popping and locking and stuff. Then you had like a stepper team that was from Florida. You had river dancing. You've had contortionists, not contortionists, but something of that sort. There was that team. There was a bunch of teams that just had different styles of dance that they incorporated into their choreography, and then they also had to make do with like the certain challenges that they had to face in that show. So I'm seeing your drawing right here, and it looks like you're having two people like dancing together, like like in a waltz or something.
Yeah, they're kind of in a waltz pose.
Okay, I mean I like it. It's like a basic kind of like look, like with two people together.
Try a different kind of figure. This is a figure style that is actually from the background of that anime that we watched.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because one of the things I'm looking for is simple figures, because to animate dancing is a lot.
Right.
So in order to kind of cut that down, the work that you're doing, you make the figures, the people that you're drawing, a lot easier.
Right.
And less detail. And so I was looking for one of how do they capture the form of dance without showing you?
Right. It's a way to show, I mean, it's a way to draw people.
As much of the person.
With less effort when they're like standing in animation like that.
Well, you have enough detail to see what they're doing and to see movement.
Right.
But
you don't have to.
You don't need everything.
Right. Because with regular, like if you're doing like the actual, like if we saw the animation of that show and it looked gorgeous, like whenever we saw like facial expressions whenever the like two partners were dancing. But then obviously you have like they're just standing there, or like they're just in the background. They have like less like detailed features.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to like the people that are stars of the show, where they're extremely detailed down to their fucking eyeballs and animations and mannerisms.
So if you notice in the show that we watched, very few times was the detailed features animated. They were usually using still frames.
Yeah.
And it was pretty rare that they were using their full form.
Yeah.
While it was being animated.
So what you're telling me is they're holding back.
Well, that's just, it's a lot to do.
Oh, yes. I'm not trying to discourage the people that do it. I'm just saying, like, when you said it like that, it just seems like they were holding back something. Oh, like this is even my final form here.
In a way, yeah. So typically when you simplify your figures to show motion.
Yes.
And the previous technique that I was doing was line of action.
Right.
This one, not. I'm just kind of eyeballing it.
Right. Because the whole thing about what I've seen in this animation is, like I said, like they obviously have to put like a lot of detail into the dance itself because that's the whole appeal of the show. So the way to make it look good is to have all the artistic value that matters is like in the corporeal form of the dance in the show. So like when characters are dancing like in certain styles or like they're dancing like a waltz or something, they have to highlight those characters in those moments compared to like people that are like on standby or something like that, where the animation probably is still good, but is less, I wouldn't say less clean, but more just a little less polished. Mm-hmm. Compared to like the characters that are showing, like the main characters that are showing the emotions and the style of dance, where they look super animated. The still frames still look pretty good in that time frame, and the transitions for each scene looks absolutely gorgeous. Also, I forgot to comment on your drawing here. It looks like that guy is in like baggy parachute pants.
Yeah,
I love it though.
That's kind of the go. Got a little hand spin.
Hell yeah!
Hand spin would just be taking this arm and pointing it out straight.
Basically, I mean, you'd probably have to put the head on the ground though.
Give another dance pose.
How about
Got one.
Which one?
It's just kind of a forward-facing.
You should try like a like you saw what we when we were watching a Chris Brown video. God, and I already forgot the song. Man, my memory is just shit.
Run It.
Yeah. We saw. I can't believe
went and looked it up.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, we were watching Run It from Chris Brown, and I was commenting to Alex over here about how Chris Brown sometimes was doing like the funky chicken, like looking kind of dance, and then he also did like some hat tricks and stuff. But more importantly, I was gonna say you should try to draw someone that looks like they're sliding, like have their legs out and like kind of like pushing.
Yeah, I don't know. I
mean, that would look good, but what kind of pose are you going for now?
It's kind of changing as I draw it.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, I mean, improvising. So.
Let me get some more form in here.
You got it. Another cool thing about just watching older music videos is obviously like watching how they dance, and just how in newer videos you don't really see like people like really dance. I'm not saying that people don't, but
people don't.
Yeah. No. And it sucks because I love that when artists and other people get dancers or like they hire dancers to show the video, it gives it more energy and like shows like what's going on in music videos. Of course, some people don't watch music videos anymore, but I still think like watching dance music videos are really cool because like you see some of the talent that these people put their heart and soul into this music video only for like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, not as long as you would think.
Yeah, but they pull out all the stops to be put on that video, and they're just dancing and stuff, like dance their hearts out. I think that's really admirable because they're not really the star. I mean, they're not really the star of the show. They can try to be though. I think it looks great though.
Yeah, they're just going hard.
Mm-hmm. Especially the breakdancing and b-boying. I think that scene is just really interesting to watch, like how they can just. I wouldn't contort themselves, but they can definitely like just how much energy and like how much finesse you have to have in order to not mess up like certain moves, like air flares and head spins. Mm-hmm. Like you have to have complete control of your body in order to have that, especially air flares. Air flares are like some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. Like when people like do that kind of stuff. I think it's really dope. Like I said, head spins, gorillas, swipes. I think swipes are cool. Coin drops, those are cool too. Like, if you've ever seen a coin drop, it's kind of like someone bouncing on their back and then coming back up.
It's like they just fall.
Yeah, they fall and they come back up. Well, not really fall, but like they bounce. Yeah, just seeing those kinds of things are just really interesting to me. Like, what is your favorite? Like, if you had to choose like your favorite dance move, Alex, what would it be?
I'm definitely impressed with when, like, in ballet, they do, like, 20 spins in a row.
Oh, yeah, the pirouettes?
Yeah. That stuff is pretty amazing.
Yeah, funny enough, people say that looks like an easy move. It isn't, actually. It's actually really tough. Especially when you see people do, like, a triple pirouette. Like having to spin 3 times.
I can't remember the guy's name.
It'll come to you eventually.
It was like the most famous ballet male. He defected from Russia.
Oh, okay.
And he was like a master of that. He could spin forever.
He spins like a top.
I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of dance. I just like dance in general.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
I couldn't tell you what my go-to move is. It definitely varies per dance, but I can't break dance, and I kind of kick myself about it because there's like situations that have absolutely led it up to like, okay, you should break dance here, and then I don't know how to do it.
I mean, I know how to do.
I feel like I'm letting myself down.
I know how to do the worm, and I know how to not flail my legs, but like spin on my back while my legs do that, like spinning stuff. I can't head spin though. That would probably break my neck. And I'm definitely not strong enough for air flares. But I would love it if I could head spin. I mean, like, you can draw someone doing the worm.
There's a guy doing the worm.
Fuck yeah! Oh, that's great. Now, if only we could animate it to like make them do like go around the ground. That'd be great.
There you go. There's a guy doing the worm.
Hell yeah. I mean, when I do the worm, I can not only go forward, but I can definitely go backwards.
Backwards worm is cool.
Yeah.
I remember when that was like the coolest thing ever in middle school dance.
What, the worm?
The backwards worm.
Oh yeah, that shit was cool. I still think it is. I like.
There was, oh my god, I have a stupid story. There was one dance in middle school. I was like dancing by myself.
Yeah.
Because no, there wasn't enough people to like get groups going.
Right.
And I remember these 3 kids like standing on the back wall.
Yeah.
Looking cool, at whatever, 10 years old. And I remember like you could tell which one was the main kid and the other 2 were like these lackeys.
Yeah.
And one of his lackeys comes up to me and he's like, dude, so and so wants to challenge you to a dance battle.
Oh fuck.
I was like, what the heck? This game, it's like it was straight out of a movie. Like, and then he points to his man in the corner over there, and he's like standing there with his arms crossed,
like he's looking like a total like
covered his eyes, looking like a total middle schooler, and I'm just. It was all I could do to stop from laughing because it was such a dumb situation, and I was like. I told him something like, I don't care. I'm just dancing for fun. And the guy just kind of like got like a disappointed face and went back and told his friend.
You didn't throw down the gauntlet, bro.
No, I didn't. I wasn't going to challenge someone to a dance battle. It was so stupid because he wasn't dancing at all prior to that. And then he comes over and like assesses me and goes, "This guy's got the moves.
Look.
I'm gonna challenge you."
It doesn't matter.
I'm sure if I would have done it, it would have looked hilarious because I wouldn't have considered myself a good dancer, especially back then.
Damn,
I was just going hard, and no one else was going. And that was like half of the deal. Was if you weren't like scared to dance at that age, then you were already like top 10% of the floor. You didn't have to know what you were doing. You just had to not be afraid of it.
You just had to not look like a dumbass.
Yeah. That was really silly. I remember that one. I remember the middle school dances. None of the guys and girls would dance together.
Oof.
They were all scared of each other. And then I remember this one girl. My whole life has been a series of people's friends running up to me to ask me to do something for their friend. Like, because it was the same thing. It was this girl that ran up and said, "So-and-so wants to dance with you." And the girls over there standing on the side. And I'm like, what the hell? Just ask me.
Get over here.
Ask me.
Yeah, just tell me.
What are we doing? I agreed to that one because we were already friends in class, and I was just like, why didn't you ask me?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. Middle school dances were funny, man. And then high school was fun, too. Prom wasn't much of a dance, but homecoming was. That got some good boogie downs there, but I think I do my best dances at weddings. There was actually a funny thing because we were watching that that anime, and one of the things I wanted to point out to you, but they kind of stopped showing it, was the handhold. And typically, you do a ballroom handhold, hand over hand. Oh, man, I am not going to draw a good representation.
No, that's fine. Just continue.
I want to try it.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. So here's one hand, and then the other hand comes over the top.
Right.
And is down.
So wait, the hand position for the waltz, or is this the hand position for the waltz, or is this for like the...
Yeah, just any kind of ballroom dance. Most dancing, you typically do one hand over the top of the other.
Yes.
And then, wait, where did I go? This hand wraps around here. I drew it a little bit too big.
Yeah.
But you get the picture.
Yes.
Basically, it's like that.
Okay.
And this wedding, the girl I was dancing with wasn't very experienced. And one thing that was funny was she kept trying to do interlocking fingers on the handhold.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so funny because she
Well, she wanted to get into it, didn't she?
Well, it was... I think she went for that hold first, and I was like, and I adjusted. I was like, no, you put the hands like this, and then as we were dancing, she kept moving back to the interlocking fingers, and I kept moving. I should have just committed to it. I kind of forced her to stick to the traditional grip, and I should have just gone to the fingers and not cared. But it was funny that the whole dance, she was like committed to that one grip. I was like, what is with you and the fingers?
What's wrong? What are you doing? That's not proper etiquette.
It's not like the worst hold.
No.
But it's like, I would call it an elementary hold because it doesn't, the way your arm position looks when you do interlocking figure looks very stiff.
Yes.
And it doesn't look pretty to have a big ball of hands instead of like two hands looking on top of each other. Yeah. It has this more like geometrical shape to it.
It had an elegance to it.
And one of the things that you're doing is when your fingers are interlocked, it's harder to separate for spins and other types of moves.
So you kind of
as opposed to the open hands where you can easily transition to other hand positions.
So you kind of limit yourself with that hand hold.
Yeah, you kind of limit some options with that hand hold. I don't think it looks as pretty in your posture and just in the hands themselves.
Right.
But it is kind of cute that it's like
well,
you're locked in though. You're like no one's letting go. You're committed.
I think, there are some pros and cons. Obviously, the cons being the fact that you can't really help like not doing some moves. But then obviously, like the person might think it's intimate. Like it's just making it seem like it's. I know.
It wasn't anything like that.
No, I know.
It was just a funny thing that I was like, man, you really like this handhold.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how people are when it comes to dancing that much. Like I said, I haven't.
And that's what's so fun about it is you have to go and experience it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an experiment, but it's kind of an experiment, and like you get to experience. I would say joy, but I would say more like the joy of dancing.
It's so much fun.
It just depends on how you feel about it, and people definitely feel different about how they dance and how. I feel like some people are self-conscious about it.
Yeah, I'd say swing dancing, like you asked about a favorite move, but I think I'm more of a favorite type. I think swing dancing is my favorite type. And cumbia. I really like cumbia dancing. And I wasn't super into those dances at first because ballet folklorico is very traditional style with like practiced choreography.
Yes.
But if you want to get into the Latin American like social dancing, which is like cumbia, salsa, bachata, merengue, salsa.
I love some salsa.
And they're basically defined by their beats.
Yes.
And then the beats denote different kinds of dancing styles that go with it.
Right.
And cumbia is actually one of the slowest one. Mm-hmm. Because it's that
right.
And you just go side and then to the other side and you can do some slow spins and stuff.
I love some fast-paced salsa dancing. I don't know why.
Fast salsa is good. And if you want fast, intimate dancing merengue, they get real up close and personal. And there's some beautiful move sets that I've seen online of people do where it's like full, like where they only like the guy holds the girl like right at the bottom of the hip, but they're leaning really far back from each other, and they do this like together hip swing motion while the legs are like in between each other. It's so cool looking that they can spin around, but they're locked into contact. But they have so much movement.
It's always with the hips when it comes to salsa dance.
Man, if you
gotta know how to move your hips.
I think dancing in general, if you want, if you want to just get good at dancing, get good at hip movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good
because hip placement is definitely
let's draw a couple of hips.
Hip placement is definitely like an importance when it comes to dancing all around. Because that's how you move your body.
Move your body.
Move your body.
Move your body, girl.
Mm-hmm. And like I think people should really like get it back into dancing more. I guess just in terms of socially, you know.
I would appreciate it for sure.
I would too. I mean, like I haven't danced in a while, but I definitely would give it another go.
Can't draw hips.
No, it's okay. You got them legs.
I need to practice hips.
Honestly, like if you ever like were thinking about like drawing hips and stuff, like you should definitely go for like some skinny jean like character. Like draw like a woman.
Just draw a woman.
Draw a woman.
Give her the shortest shorts possible.
That's not what I mean.
And the widest hips.
Thick.
Make her thick.
Girl, you're thicker than oatmeal.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. You're all double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. No, but like what I was meaning was like, you know, just draw like if you wanted to draw someone like I would suggest like drawing a woman and like.
That's awful. There's some Bob's Burgers level of. That's god awful.
Bob's Burgers levels.
Probably because I've been watching Bob's Burgers too much.
Have you been watching it?
Yeah, I have been.
Oh, how is it?
I liked it. I mean, I liked it when it came out, and I just didn't catch all the episodes. And now that I've got access to streaming services, I'm like going through the whole
it's definitely a fun
thing
show.
In order, and I really enjoy it.
It's definitely a fun show to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a treat. It's funny. It's not
I enjoy the art style and the humor.
I think it's fresh compared to like Family Guy and like American Dad. Because it's definitely a different kind of tone. But it definitely has that animated style that gives it like its own edge in terms of like Family Guy and American Dad.
Right.
But anyways,
I think we're about good for this one.
Yeah, we are. We saw a bunch of poses in terms of like dances and dance moves. Just seeing a lot of other stuff, you know. Not really like a detailed episode, but hey, like
just trying some variety.
Yeah, seriously. And isn't that the spice of life?
Yeah, practicing action poses is always a good thing to do.
Oh, definitely.
If you wanna get better at drawing humans in general.
Mm-hmm. I'll definitely try to put this into note while I'm drawing. I mean, especially because I have to work on my human form. But next episode, you guys are in for some more. Well, I wouldn't say transformer action, but more robotic action.
All right,
you'll definitely love it. And I guess that's it for this episode.
We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, if you want to stop by and look at the channel, go ahead. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
See ya.